Hi, and welcome to Royal Alchemist, the extended demo. I actually wanted to stream, but even though I connected with the LAN cable, yes, I can speak English, right? It's not working because the upload speed is the worst. The download speed is quite good, but the upload speed is a mess. Um, so yeah, it's not working. So I decided, why don't I just record it? But because I'm too lazy to, remove my setup here on my balcony and move back to my room, we're outside. Because I wanted to enjoy this wonderful, wonderful noon outside. Wonderful day outside. And you will hear a lot of background noises because my balcony, goes outside to quite a big space where people meet and greet each other and go shopping. And it is still quiet-ish, but you will hear my dogs, you will hear people talking in the background, so don't worry about it. That's totally normal and nothing to worry about, and you will probably not understand anything because it's in German, so who cares? But yeah, I actually wanted to stream Catherine Classics on Steam, but it's lagging too much, so back to visual novels. And I found this demo by accident, more or less, just a few minutes ago, and thought, why not just check it out? You know me, I love demos, I love checking them out, and oh yeah, you don't have any background noise because I'm not in the window of this game. So here we are. Do I want to change anything? So I chose the female character, obviously, and I go by she, her, so I will stay with that she, her pronoun. And Alexis is a fine name, I guess. Yeah, why not? Rosenkreuz. Rosenkreuz. Alright. Rose cross. For those that are not able to understand German. Yeah, let's go. 2 decades into his reign, the first king of Eskia was assassinated. With the succession throne open and none of the three royal princes ready to take the throne, the king's brother has assumed the regency, hoping to guide the rightful heir. No, Jackson. Shh. Alles gut. The regent has sought help from the High Council, a neutral and influential faction of powerful magicians. The delegate it has sent, however, isn't someone the Eskian aristocracy wishes for more reasons than meets the eye. You are the High Council's delegate and newly appointed tutor to the royal princes. The journey ahead is riddled with obstacles, murky intrigues, and many dangers may let your story end abruptly. Your choices will carry consequences as you make them. Take on solely burdens you can bear and choose your path wisely. I guess I can't die in story mode, so let's go for adventure mode. It is a visual novel, so I don't understand why there are difficulty settings. But you know me, I love dying. You saw me dying in the last demo I played, right? Right. There was sound just a couple minutes ago. Where is that now? Yeah, well. When the night is thick and the tracks are blind, my lady. Never mind. How much longer? To frost tracks, Captain. At this rate, my lady, less than an hour. Ah, finally we get some sound. I nod and glance absent-mindedly out of the carriage window at the scenery flying by. The night lies black and heavy over the murky forest glooms on either side of the road. No traces of the waning crescent moon can be seen through the storm clouds gathering in the sky. The distant rumbling of thunder mingles with the sound of the wind soaring through rustling leaves. An hour, he says. Will the weather hold up that long? Looks like a storm's about to break. Hard to say, my lady. We might just about make it in time. Perhaps we should have stayed overnight at that inn. Perhaps, my lady. The guard captain glances at me and casts a sheepish grin. Can't say we were sorry to leave the place behind, my man and I. We're all very keen to see home and hearth again. Yearning for the embrace of the loving wife, Captain. And to see my daughter, my lady. My youngest turned 3 this month. A sound akin to a stone splitting in two shatters the silence of the night. I bolt upright as the hair on the back of my neck tingles with apprehension. What was that? Halt! Halt! The carriage jolts to stop. Without a word, the captain rides on ahead to confer with the escort of vanguard, leaving me to peer uneasily into the now ominous woods outside my window. Captain, I demand to know what's going on this instant. We're still trying to figure that out ourselves, my lady. The captain's face reappears by the window, a little pale and worried looking. I let out a breath I did not realize I was holding. None of the men saw anything out of the ordinary. I don't suppose you... No. Maybe it was thunder? You may be right, my lady. Neither he nor I sound very convinced. Should we have the coachman press the horses to hurry a little, Captain? The sooner we reach the capital, the safer. Better, I mean. My sentiments exactly, my lady. Turning his head, the captain rings out a series of orders, and with the chirp, the carriage starts moving again. This time at a brisk-ish canter. I notice the guards are riding in a tighter ring around the carriage, and that a few now have hands brushing the pommels of the sabres. And you, my lady? I beg your pardon. Are you looking forward to meeting your princely charges? Oh, I offer a non-committal grunt. How can I look forward to meeting people I know next to nothing about? Come now, my lady. You are going to be royal tutor to 3 princes of Eskia. It's an exalted position, even for a descendant of the famous Rosenkreuz dynasty. Surely you must be curious. So I am, but try my best not to let it show. It wouldn't do for the royal tutor to appear nosy or, heavens forbid, eager in front of a mere captain of cavalry. Prince Siren sounds of the decent sort by all accounts. All right, gentlemen. Is our Prince Siren a right gentleman, every inch worth a successor to our late beloved king? Yes, but the slightest bit standoffish, perchance. One could say he acts out of touch with the people, but I won't do the honours. From what I've gathered, he doesn't appear to have the common touch that Prince Nazir does. Oh, no doubt about it. The commoners love the good Prince Nazir. A fine, dashing fellow who sweeps you right over your feet if he has the mind to do so. If he has the mind to, but I hear he has many things to occupy his mind these days. Unfortunately so, my lady. Seems to spend his days lounging around taverns, singing with troubadours, and hiding from money lenders like a vagabond. He could spare to be a bit more like his brother, Prince Seren, and Prince Aurelius. What is your opinion of him, Captain? For a moment or two I watched the guard captains moustache bristled noiselessly. After some thought, he slowly replies, "Well, my lady, one doesn't like to blow one's own trumpet, you know. But back in my younger years of fresh-faced cornetcy, it was a deft chess player. Swept the fields in the War Academy's chess competition. I was the reigning champion, not just of my cohorts, but of my seniors and juniors too. And the Prince Aurelius. As a reward for my skill, I was invited to the palace for a game against the prince. I was told he was something of a chess enthusiast. Ah, I hope you were diplomatic enough to let him win." "I didn't stand a ghost of a chance, my lady." "What?" "I take a closer look at the man I'm speaking with. But Captain, that must have been nearly a decade ago. Prince Aurelius was 9, my lady, when I had the honor of a match against him. We travel on in silence for a while as I digest this new information. Curiosity gets the better of me, and I pursue a conversation with the captain about the princess once more. Prince Aurelius must have been quite a prodigy growing up." "So he has, my lady, and so he still is. It's a pity he hasn't any hope of ascending to the throne." "What makes you say that, Captain?" "The nobility of the court have themselves set dead against him." "Have they? Why is that?" "You mean you didn't know, my lady? The prince—" The captain sounds like he's about to say something, but checks himself abruptly mid-sentence. "The prince is much too clever for their tastes." Alright, they can't use him as a chess piece. "You know how the nobles can be, my lady. Swollen-headed, stuck-up parasites, the lot of them. The more competent someone is, the more they detest them. But not you, my lady. You're quite capable and considerate, befitting of your position, unlike most these days." I could not prevent my upper lip from twitching. It was a grossly sweeping generalization, but at the same time, not entirely an unfair one. I did appreciate the admission of admiration, however, so I allowed it. "You're not of their estate, Captain?" "No, my lady. My parents are shopkeepers. I earned my commission by merit, not patronage." I smile and incline my head slightly. "We, the Alchemist of the High Council, share your views on the matter, and we wish more men of your stamp were in positions of authority throughout the realm." "Many thanks, my lady. That's why I'm glad the Lord Regent chose one of you alchemists as the prince's tutor. I do believe the kingdom and its moribund court are overdue for good shaking up. You know..." The guard captain's voice dries off, his moustache bristles again, and his brows furrow downward as he begins to frown. "It's gotten strangely warm here." "Huh?" As we were talking, the temperature around us had grown imperceptibly but steadily warmer. Before long I realize I'm dabbing my handkerchief to my forehead, wishing I could permit myself the liberty of loosening a collar button or two. "You're right. After we heard that sudden burst of thunder, it seems..." "That didn't sound like thunder." The guard captain's eyes widen. "It's a trap." "My lady, get out of the carriage, now!" How did they not notice this up until now? How? He lunges forward and wrenches the door open. As the door swings outward, I see the carriage road beneath us starting to glow blood red. Becoming rapidly hotter now, the air that blasts into the carriage might as well have come straight out of the furnace fire. The road is mine. This thought has just enough time to flash across my mind when the ground begins to rumble and shake. I squeeze my eyes shut and murmur the first spell that comes to my mind. the last syllable of the spell leaves my lips and the petal markings around my neck burn to life, searing painfully against my skin. A violent force propels me upward into the air right before Crimson Inferno erupts out of the ground. I gasp, then scream as before my eyes the eruption devours the carriage, the coachman, the escort guards, the captain. The whole world's in a horrific, blossoming flame. The terrible sight breaks my concentration. The levitation spell I had cast, which had flung me away from the brunt of the explosion, dwindles and fails. My stomach twists with the vertigo as I drop downward. A heartbeat later, I collapse onto the charred, blackened ground just outside the ring of destruction. Pushing myself up, I stare in shock at the carriage that had overtaken my carriage. Cruel red-orange tongues of flame lick the blackened outlines of the carriage, the horses, and the twisted, charred remnants that had once been men. If not for the warning of the captain in the split second that allowed me to mutter a spell, I would have been one of them. Did we get her? Dunno. What's she look like? Pretty much like a human-shaped charcoal, now the same as the rest of this lot. Shadowy figures emerge from the forest and onto the road to stand by the flickering flames, pointing, gesticulating, chuckling. They are a bunch of burly Scot men in ill-fitting scrap armour. Light from the fire gleams against their equipment. I see spears, hatchets, maces, knives, even a rusty jagged sword. Suppose she's dead. Suppose we tell boss she's dead and it turns out she's only wounded and needed finishing off. Grr. She won't need finishing off, not in this mess. Either the fire gets her or the smoke does. Someone pokes a corpse with the tip of his pike and turns it over. It once was the guard captain. This her? She's all dolled up in a very real fancy looking dress. Might be a bit old looking though, ain't she? Let's see, you look fresh and nice after getting exploded by 5 crates of phlogiston? Whatever that is. The mercenaries break into raucous laughter that is grating to the ears. Quietly, I rise to my feet, not daring to breathe. The moment they are distracted, and from the looks of it, I hadn't seen me previously levitate away from the explosion. I can take advantage of this and attack them. After all, they are merely hired goons, not master swordsmen or death mages. I should be able to take down 2 or 3 in the initial assault using the element of surprise. That ought to be enough to scare off the rest of them. On the other hand, I can take advantage of their destruction and run away. That may not be the most glorious thing to do, but there is no reason for me to take any unnecessary risks when I don't know the situation. As the saying goes, the better part of valor is cowardice, discretion. The better part of valor is discretion. What should I do? So, I actually would go for retreating. Let me explain why. If we attack them, they know that we survived, and if someone is left alive after our attack, they will notify whoever they're working for. So more stronger men will chase after us. But if we retreat and get to our destination unnoticed, we will get there more safely because they do not know that I'm not dead yet. We are not dead yet. So yeah, I would retreat. That's my thing. Sure, attacking them would show some kind of respect to the deaths of the guards who were with us, especially since my character didn't even think about trying to save them. Not sure if there would have been a way, but there should have been, could have been, and yeah, well, I don't know how strong we are, so retreat is the option I would go for, and you can tell me down in the comments below what you would have done, but yeah, for now, let's retreat. Intelligence plus 1, alright. Say what you like. 10 against 1 is simply not the kind of odds I fancy. I whisper dark spells softly to the shadow of the forest, and they respond, leaping to me and cloaking me in a veil of darkness. Careful not to make a noise, I plunge into the forest, leaving behind me the heat of the burning carriage and the laughter of the cloaking mercenaries. As I run through the silent woods, I empty my mind and begin murmuring another spell, this time of negation. When a final syllable leaves my lips, the sights, smells and sound of the forest flutter to my mind. Momentarily overcome, I have to check my pace. Clutching my burning neck and closing my eyes, I reach out with my mind to get a sense of my surroundings. The trees, from the roots to the tips of their leaves, and the animals, from the owl hidden in the branches to the panther lying amongst the brush. I see, or rather feel, them all, and they are awake and brimming with fear. The explosion seems to have startled the nearby wildlife for miles around and has triggered a series of fight-or-flight reactions. For the most part, the animals have scurried away from the scene, but the more curious of them are already venturing towards the side of the explosion. At the other end of my consciousness, I can sense the thugs standing around the inferno boasting of their false accomplishments, and almost right next to me, the shining radiance of pure magic. Is it? I open my eyes and blink. Right. An innocuous-looking wooden crate leans against a withered tree. A few paces from where I am standing, I walk over and swiftly pry open the lid. Even in the darkness I can make out the smooth, dark red stones piled within. Phlogiston. Fire phlogiston. I see. They didn't have time to make use of you, did they? I mutter to myself as I cram my pockets with phlogiston. We were supposed to come by tomorrow morning, not tonight, if we had stuck to the original plan and spent the night at the inn. The mercenaries would have had enough time to bury the rest of the phlogiston on the ambush site, greatly amplifying the power of the explosion. If they had managed to do that, even my quick thinking guard captain, my levitation spell, wouldn't have been enough to save my hide. The realization dawns on me, and so does my plan. Clenching my teeth, I start to make my way back to the burning carriage. The carriage and its surroundings are no longer burning by the time I arrive, not that it matters. There are still plenty of embers glowing amidst the ashes, which are more than sufficient for my purpose. The mercenaries are moving amongst its ruins, pushing and prodding debris as they search for something. Me, probably. No use, Chief. She ain't here. Gar. Don't gar me, imbecile. Keep looking. She escaped, didn't she? Cunning weasel. You want to tell the boss that, eh? You fancy telling him we failed? No, Chief. That's your duty, ain't it? My duty is to tell him we succeeded, moron. A loud bong, followed by a groan of pain. So keep looking till you find her stinking corpse. Silence settles over the scene again. After another minute, a man wearing an eye patch straightens up with a sigh and declares, "It tell you, it's of no use. The girl escaped, somehow. Seems so, doesn't it? Gar. A real shame. If she did, she's probably halfway to the capital by now. We'll never lay eyes on her again. That's where you're wrong. What? No. No history. Why are we historying me here? Being halfway to the capital by now sounded like a sterling proposition. Unfortunately, I need information, and only they can provide it to me. Oi, she said. How to go about this? Huh? Well, good question. They still have the upper hand. But yeah, we do need some information, but... Question. I'm giving you scum one and only one chance to live. Who ordered you to attack me? How did you know I was travelling by this route? How did you come by all this phlogiston? The mercenaries stared me. Their eyes are cold and the life they once displayed is gone. As if on cue, one of them opens his mouth, and then his body jerks and the spine. And he spins... What? And he spins around, headshot held firmly in his hand, and crushes the skull of the eye-patch-wearing man beside him. There was no hesitation in his swing, and no remorse to be found within those black doll-like eyes. Frenzy seems to have taken hold of them. Before long, they all return on each other, chopping, stabbing, mauling like savages. Stopping, why are you? But there is no one left to reply me, not with a scream, not with a groan, not even with a sigh. My head is buzzing and curiously empty. I lean against the trunk of the tree, fighting down my repulsion that was eager to make itself seen. My head rests against the rough bark, and I gaze unseeingly at the cold, hard stars, trying to process what had just happened. Cute. The proud high walls of Fostrax thrust into the azure sky as its battlement shines a blinding white in the splendor of the meridian sun. Wow, that was a mouthful. I'm hurt, hungry, and tired to the bone, yet I cannot help but feel a stir of awe as I take in the breathtaking sight. I nudge my palfrey onto the main thoroughfare, squeezing through the throng of townsfolk and livestock. At this very moment I should be in the castle, soon to be confirmed by the Lord Regent as tutor to the prince before the estates of the realm. Instead, I look at my tattered, singed clothes and the ragged palfrey I had bought for an exorbitant price at an outlying farmstead this morning, and woe and the misfortune. Because of the events that took place the night before, I decided to err on the side of caution and spend most of my time painstakingly covering my trail, not to be caught. At least, I've nearly reached the palace now. Soon, I shall have a warm bath to wash myself in, hot food to eat, and a soft bed to sleep in. A thrill of delight shivers through me. Soon. You, there, stop. An officious-looking palace guard in ridiculously ornate armor is blocking the road. He glares at me and waggles his spear in front of my nose. What do you think you're doing, vagrant? I'm on my way to the palace. Oh ho ho, she's on her way to the palace. Squinting his eyes, he proceeds to shriek with laughter. The two other palace guards behind him let out a titter, and one of them makes a rude gesture at me with his hand. The palace street rat only amidst people of quality. be so good as to scamper back into the sewer from whence you came from. I skewer you. Before I skewer you, okay. Pardon me, you are making a terrible mistake here. I am here to serve as a tutor to the princes by instruction of His Excellency the Lord Regent. And I am the High Queen of Corcosa, here to join the late King's harem. With witticism provoked another shrill outburst of merriment. I can already feel my patience rapidly wearing thin. My lips pursed on instinct, not trying to be civil. I couldn't help but clear the guard, despite never having been awarded a patent of nobility and never having sought for one. My house is still recognized among the ranks of the aristocracy, and as a representative of the council I do not have to stand here and bear this idiocy. I had been ambushed by assassins, my carriage was destroyed and my escort was killed. I myself barely escaped the slaughter. So, it's not the sewers you came from, but the asylum. I am neither insane nor lying. No? No? Then I suppose I had better let you pass, hadn't I? He moves to step aside, but stops mid-motion as if remembering something. Oh, you said you were to be the prince's tutor, as I recall. You recall correctly. Then you will no doubt have the Lord Regent's letter of appointment hidden somewhere amongst the wrecks you are wearing. The letter of appointment. I feel my heart sinking. As ordered by the consul, my appointment was to be kept hidden until my arrival due to security reasons. Alas, I totally forgot about the letter. I'm afraid I've lost it. Oh, what an awful and utterly unexpected surprise. The letter was in the carriage, but... Get out of my sight before I gut you like a hog, imbecile. How dare you? I warn you not to take liberties. You warn me? You warn me? And do you know who I am, maggot? Do you know who my father is? I can whip you like a cur in the street. I can make you lick dirt from my boots. I can cut you to pieces and feed you to my hounds, and no one will so much as blink. So don't you dare warn me. You unspeakable lowlife. The tip of his spear taunts me as it wavers and clings. Suddenly the guard freezes, his mouth snaps shut and he stiffens into the salute. Something the matter, Hagen? The young man makes his way up beside me, with a small smile resting about his lips. First thing that strikes me about him are his eyes, beautiful and almond-shaped, that peer out into the world from under carefully hooded lips. Staring keen and guarded, those eyes take in everything and give nothing out in return. His dark cape rustles with every elegant move, and the sound of something small and sonorous follows him. Eventually I noticed it coming from his golden ears. A suspicious character is attempting to enter the palace, and I was trying to chase her away. A suspicious character. Surely there must have been a misunderstanding. Pardon me, I don't believe I have the honor. I'm Alexis of House Rosenkreutz. I'm always confused if I should pronounce it the English-German way, or just pronounce it the German way. Coming to receive my appointment as royal tutor from His Excellency the Lord Regent of Eskia. Even as I confidently say this, I feel my heart sinking. The young nobleman seems both friendly and influential, but there is no reason why he would be any more likely to believe these words from a haggard, disreputable-looking stranger like me in the palace guard. Against all odds, the youth merely inclines his head slightly. It's a pleasure to meet you, my lady. Please allow me to introduce my brothers. He half turns and makes a graceful notion with his hand, and for the first time I notice the two youths standing behind him. This is Nazir. One of them looks up, running his fingers through his hair and behind his ear, and meets my eyes with a playful wink, with his braids sliding over his cape ever so slightly. How do you do? And this is Aurelius. He looks like a vampire. But do tell me something. Did they each have a different mother? Their skin tones, eye color, hair color, everything is different. Well, yeah, this is Aurelius. I take a glance at the nobleman's other companion. Beautiful dark hair gracefully falls to his lips, highlighting the fairest complexion I have ever laid eyes on. In short, he is striking, but in the most ethereal and haunting sense of the word. Aurelius holds my gaze for half a second, then glances away, the impenetrable expression of his face unchanged. I am Saren, the prince of our fair Eskia, like my brothers before you, and very much at your service. He lowers his head in a courtly bow, not entirely devoid of irony, as the realization finally dawns on me. What? They are the princes. Alright. Yeah, I guess there's much now. But are we on a horse? If we are supposed to dismount? Or does it also mean to, well, bow down? I'm the tutor. I will not bow down to my pupils. So, get him to help me with the guard? Ow. Yeah, let's go. I say, you're not really Prince Saren, are you? He looks at me and I can see the surprise in his eyes. I assure you I am. Thank goodness. I lamented an overdramatic sigh, surprising myself with how much energy I seem to still have. Look, this blockhead here is refusing to let me enter the palace. Prince Saren tries to look pained, but I suspect he is trying even harder not to smile when Nazir deliberately lets out a chuckle. I had to use everything in my power not to get flustered by their reactions. I am having the worst of luck of my entire life thus far. I'm sure Hagen is only attempting to perform his duty. Really should be applauding his zeal in reforming himself so quickly after he was found in a brothel while on patrol. Nazir. By me. Nazir. Sorry, sir. Nazir smirks, looking not the least bit apologetic. Your Highness, you don't seriously believe the ramblings of this character? But I do. Can you not see these, Hagen? Prince Saren inclines his head ever so slightly in the direction of my neck. Understanding his intentions, I loosen my collar a bit, revealing the petal markings. The little eyes of the palace guard squint again, his lips working silently. These petal birthmarks are the birthright of every Rosenkreuz and a symbol of their unique gift, their affinity for all 6 elements of magic. This lady is indeed the royal tutor, and our uncle, the regent, most anxiously desires to meet her. But, Your Highness, she hasn't got the letter of... I vouch for her. Very much appreciated, Saren. Thank you. In his response, there resides the faintest hint of steel within his silky smooth voice. The palace guard blanches, even though Prince Saren's external demeanour does not alter. Lowering his head, he obediently stands aside. Saren turns to me with a gentle smile. This way, my lady, if you will allow me. I smile back and, falling into step alongside the prince, finally walk under the towering arched gates and into the great sprawling palace of Fox Tracks. Right, this is the extended demo. Apparently 11 weeks are included in this, and we haven't even finished one. So, to save my voice and your patience, I'll end it here. We met the princes, and next time we'll see how tutoring them will go, I guess. Oh yeah, for those of you that made it to the end of this, thank you so much. I forgot to tell you, thank you for 50 subs. I'm not sure if I will post a special thank you video for it. I wouldn't know what to do when it comes to that, but you can leave some suggestions down below. Live streaming isn't an option. That was my idea, my first idea. Well, it could be one if you don't mind lag, like all the time throughout the video. And sure, live stream is a thing that could happen, but for now, no. Because I do mind if videos don't turn out so well as I want them to, at least. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time when I decide to record something and actually upload it. You know me, motivation isn't my thing. Alright, I want to better myself, and I'm trying to start this here, so yeah,